What's up, you guys? This is Steven, and I had a interesting idea that I want to share with you. You know how if you fill out, say, like a job application or apply for apply to enter a school, or maybe apply for a loan, or things like that, you have to identify yourself racially, and they give you a lot of different, well, not a lot of categories, but they give you some categories to choose from. My idea is, how about we just eliminate the majority of those categories and just put it into one of two categories, where it's like one category is white slash Caucasian and the other category is non-white slash of color. Because to an extent, I feel like that's what it kind of boils down to a lot of the times. Either you are Caucasian or you're not Caucasian. Um, but that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think about it? You think that we should just try to eliminate the racial categories and just stick with, say, those two? Or maybe you think we should just take it a step further and just eliminate all racial categories? Like, could that help deal with like racism by doing away with all racial categories? Um, Like me personally, I don't think that would help eliminating all the racial categories, because I feel that it would, unless everyone's on the same page, I think that it would just create more issues, and it'd be easier for people to, take advantage or discriminate against people because of that. However, I think that when it's like not a like Caucasian and of color categories, like those two categories, I think that those two categories might be able to kind of help, I guess, in a way, help people avoid being discriminated against, because, you know, um, like the people of color would just all identify as one specific group, and they would have power based on their numbers. Caucasian people would have powers based on their number as well. Um, and I feel like when you do it that way, I think like both groups would have more so of an equal, or more or less an equal, like equal representation and equal powers and numbers are near so equal. But that's just my opinion about it. It's a bit odd, but I think that that could possibly work. And the reason I kind of go with this is because I like, at one point in time in the United States, there was a time where people like Irish people, Italian people, Jewish people, and a lot of other different groups of people were not considered white. And at one point, they kind of had to incorporate those groups of people into their group, into the white category, because they were losing numbers. Like it was becoming too much of, like, you have to have numbers in order to have representation and power in society, typically. So that's just kind of like where I'm coming from at, like where I'm coming from with it. And I think some people are predicting that something like that is going to happen again when it comes to like Latin American people. They're going to say like, okay, a lot of Latin American people are going to be incorporated into the white race, and then this will ultimately perpetuate racism even more. And of course, we all know that racism is bad, yada yada yada. So that's just where I'm coming from. I think when you do it like white, white and of color, that might kind of eliminate that sort of perpetuation of racism, because I think that like the of color group and white group will have more or less equal power, so there might not be as much as a, I guess, difference. But then again, having such a diverse group of people all identify as one particular, like, not even a race, I guess one particular community, our background might become problematic as well, because some people are like, okay, we need like ESL lessons, but other people are like, no, we don't really need ESL lessons because we are speaking English. And then some people are like, hey, we need like application for immigration and the rights of immigrants. And there are some people are like, no, that's not really an issue. So it kind of gets really muddy and confusing. So, you know, and just in case you don't know, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here. So don't get totally frustrated. But, that's just my opinion. And I just want to throw that out there to see what people would think about it. Again, thanks for watching this video.